Hello, everybody. Welcome to the series of discussion for about management subject. And as we are in this video, we are discussing the human resource management (HRM). And now in this video, we are discussing recruitment, selection of manpower, placement and induction of manpower. It is not a simple subject, it is an important subject, and we are discussing on that. So, job analysis is a process by means of which a description of methods and procedures of doing a job, the physical condition under which the job is done, and the relation of the job to other jobs and conditions employment are developed. This first outcome of job analysis is a job description. The job description defines the scope of a job, its major responsibilities, as well as its positioning in the organization. So, as we know, first of all, we'll have to do a job analysis to know what is the potential of the job, the details of the job, as that the employee will be interested in joining the job. So, it will be the comparison with other jobs, comparison with the position in the organization, etc. Recruitment is another crucial HR function. It is the process of identifying qualified and skilled persons for actual or anticipated vacancies in organization. It is important for organizations to have a recruitment policy. Selection can be of two kinds, internal or external. It is the process of selecting a certain number of people from a large number of applicants who are most likely to perform their job with maximum effectiveness and remain in the company. So, recruitment is another function of the HR, most important function of the HR. In recruitment, the HR department assures from the selection of best suitable candidates from a many number of candidates, and fix all the things in such a way to for the and place them in for the suitable job, as they can perform well for the well-being and growth of the company. Placement is an important HR activity, and it involves assigning a specific rank and responsibility to the employee. When a person joins an organization, he is a stranger to it. He will face difficulties leading to anxiety and stress. An induction or orientation program helps new recruits to overcome these problems and accommodate themselves with the existing employee, understanding the various aspects of the job and generally getting oriented with the organization. So, placement is an important HR activity. When a person joins the organization, he is a stranger to the job. So, inductions are conducted with the proper explanation, proper introduction of the new employee to the business and to the atmosphere of the office, and he will be suffering from stress and other stress-related problems. So, the HR department should assure that he is not troubled, and he is provided with a certain amount of motivation and morale and encouragement, so that he is comfortable with the office. So, unit objectives are, now we are studying about understanding job analysis and description. Job analysis, as I said, what is job analysis? Understanding the recruitment policy and process, understand the various sources of recruitment and the selection procedure, understand the steps in the selection procedure, understand all about placement, on know the type of induction programs, how the induction programs are conducted, and all the details we'll learn through this video. Now, job analysis. Job analysis is the process by means of which a description is developed of the preset methods and procedure of doing a job, physical conditions in which the job is done, relation of job to other jobs, and other conditions of employment. The purpose of job analysis is not to describe the ideal, but to show the management how the constituent parts of this business being carried out. This job analysis is the process by means of what a description is developed of the present method and procedure of doing a job, physical conditions in which the job is done, relation of the job to other jobs, and other conditions of the employment. The job analysis is knowing about the condition of the job, the the benefits of the employee and the position of the employee in the organization, importance of the employee in the organization, and all these things. The main aim of the job analysis is to make a description on the job as the job can be attractive for the people, the enthusiasts coming for joining the organization as an employee. Uses of job analysis is fundamental importance of manpower management program. Following are the possible uses of job analysis. Provides complete knowledge of the job. Analysis provides complete knowledge about the job, therefore it is helpful in organizational planning. It is providing the complete description about the job and the importance of the job and everything, and fixing the salary and the wages and everything, so that it will be a part of, it is an important part of the organizational planning about the human resources planning too, because when we are planning about recruiting someone, we have to plan about the economic factors and other perks and other bonuses which should be provided to the employee, so that the employee will be encouraged and he'll stick on to the organization for a long-term job prospect. Helps in recruitment and selection by indicating the specific requirement of each job. Job analysis provides a realistic basis for recruitment and the selection of employees. It is the best means of discovering the essential traits and personal characteristics leading to success or failure of the job. So the job help the recruitment and the selection of people by assuring their even the characteristics about the psychological factors, about their education, about their experience, and all these things which should match the job prospects according to the job analysis. Establishes a base of compensation of employees by indicating the qualification required for the job, specified job, and the risks and hazards involved in doing a job. Job analysis helps in establishing a basis for compensation. Job analysis precedes job of establishing a base for wages. A satisfactory evaluation of job is not possible without a comprehensive job analysis. So before fixing the salaries, before fixing other facilities, about giving a car to the employer or a house to the employer or a separate cabin to the employer, about giving a special facility to the employee, and all these things, before fixing all these things, we should have a proper job analysis, as we can understand what is the importance of the job and how much the job can help the institution, the organization economically, and at the same time how much the job can pay to the employee, or how much attractive the job can be for the employee himself. Job re-engineering. Job analysis provides information which enables us to change jobs in order to permit their being manned by personnel with specific characteristics and qualification. Job analysis helps to rearrange the workflow and to review existing procedure. Job analysis is an important function which will allow the organization, the top management, to know about how to change the structure of employment, how important is the job, and how much we can change here and there for the well-being of the organization, the growth of the organization, and all these things. Employee development. Job analysis provides the necessary information for employee development. When considering an employee for promotion, job analysis may facilitate his easy consideration for the job. Employee development. Job analysis provides necessary information to the employee for developing his job and all the prospects in the organizational ladder. Performance appraisal. Job analysis help in establishing clear-cut standards. This helps to the employees as they can know what is expected of them. It also helps the managers to appraise the performance of their subordinates. They can even the managers, if norms are fixed by job analysis, the managers can fix what is expected from the employee when they are recruited, when they are in apprentice, and if they are fixed for the job, and after that what are the facilities they are enjoying, and analyze the performance, appraise the performance of the subordinates of the employee newly appointed by the HR department. Training. Job analysis reveals the required skills and knowledge for doing a job. thus helps in providing suitable training for the workers by determining the content and subject matter for the training course. So job analysis is important in that way, that job analysis will find out what are the required factors, required capacities, required education, required experience, required skill for the job, and they will list it according to a spreadsheet. And the HR department, the training department, will understand what are the training has to be given to the employee for achieving success from him by giving a skill development program and in-house training for him, as he can perform well to perform the project, perform the position as per the requirement of the organization, as per the willful need of the organization. So job description is made from, as we said, job description is made with the analysis. The first and immediate result of job analysis is job description. Making a job description is the first job of the job analysis. It's not only the only job, but it is the first job. It's a simple consciously written statement explaining the contents and essential needs of the job and summary of the duties to be performed. Job description gives a precise picture of features of each job in terms of tasks, contents, and occupational requirements. What are the requirements? What are the capacities needed for the organization is to be fixed and written down in the description, so that the people, including top management and the employee himself, will understand what the company is looking for in that particular position, and how much he can suit the position and perform well in that position. It defines the scope of job activities, major responsibilities, and positions of the job in the organization. According to Arun Monappa and Mr. Saidian, a well thought out job description has several advantages and serves various important functions. So a very well made job description is very useful for the organization, and we will see what are the uses of the job description in a recruitment program. It helps to indicate very clear the nature and content of the job to the applicant, hence to remove uncertainties. The employee will understand the job applicant. Employee is an appointed person, and a job applicant is a prospect. When he is applying for the job, he will understand what is the potential, what is the content, what is the nature of the job he is supposed to do, and he can understand and decide whether he can suit in that position and can perform in that position too. Rewards and punishments can be easily legitimized. Applicants will know the consequences if they do not comply with the requirements. Any reward or punishment meted out to an employee because he is not in the line with the job requirement will not be perceived as a favor or injustice. So naturally, when the employee when he is starting giving the application for a job, he will understand what is his role in the employment in the organization and what are the requirements. So if he is not up to the mark after joining the organization, he is not performing up to the mark, he can be punished or he can be removed from the job, and the employee cannot complain to the organization for giving him such a punishment, or not providing him the facilities and the wages, which has the compensation which has been promised in the employment description, as he is not performing according to the employment description. So it cannot be considered as an injustice to the employee, because if the employee is not up to the mark, not up to the expectation of the organization will never provide such facilities for the employee, because it is an economic factor. They cannot give that wages if they are not performing and building in revenue model for the company. Job descriptions serve as an important basis for wage and salary administration. What the wage structure of two adjacent positions in an organization should be, what the differential should be, and so on are determined, as also the skills required to perform the job successfully. The job description will give the skills and the education and the experience which is required to perform the job successfully. It is easy to identify the training needs of the employee once it is clear what is required to perform the job. Training content can be identified, and suitable training can be given to those who do not perform successfully. So, when it is listed, when it is described in the description about the requirement of skill and education and all these things, if an employee after recruitment they find that they are not able to perform because of the lack of skill, they can give sufficient training in-house or outside training, and they can employ trainers for the organization to train the people to get sufficient results and allow them to perform successfully in the roles given to them. So now we will check one job description, a model of job description, as we can understand how a job description is made and what are the important requirement inside the job description. So it is a hotel, Manjuran Hotel. Title of the job, first they will list the title of the job is lobby attendant. Place of work is hotel lobby. Scope of work to attend to the immediate needs of the arriving and departing guests and to contribute to their well-being while receiving and sending them off. Normal working days for 8 hours of a day to 6 days of a week. Responsible to reporting authority, the receptionist of the hotel. He has to report to the receptionist of the hotel. Responsible for the following duties: maintaining cleanness of the lobby area, including the exterior of the hotel, handle guest luggage and arrival and departure, and show guests the correct room, liaison with other departments to ensure the guest needs are well looked after, assist lounge waiters in busy periods, arrange transport for guests when it is when necessary, provide up the date information of guests and current events, local sightseeing places, train, flight, timing, etc. Additional responsibilities are assisting in arrangements of special functions, transfer guests belonging during their room change, such duties that shall be deemed necessary from time to time and informed by the receptionist. So he'll understand where he has to work, that is the lobby, and the name of job is lobby attendant. His duties are listed below, and his working time is 8 hours, and he understand that he is working under the receptionist, and he is supposed to do the listed cleaning and of the lobby and the outside of the hotel, and give support to the guests and other orders as per the receptionist request him to do. The receptionist will guide him to do certain more job, and he will do that job accordingly. That is the job description. Then the employee the applicant coming for this job, he will understand what is his role and what he is supposed to do, how much time he has to work, and what is his job and where he is working. Everything is understandable, and he will apply for the job if he is having all the talents to do this job, and if he is efficient, skillful to do this job, and at the same time he is willing to do 8-hour job in the lobby under the receptionist. So he is understanding everything is about his job, and later no complaints will be made from his side, because all the details are given about the job in his description. So this is the model of the description. So now we'll see what are the limitations of job description. Job ends to be dynamic, not static, and job description can quickly go out of date. The job ends tends to be dynamic, not static. Always it will not be a specific job will not be same for all the time. So it keep changing, and job description can quickly change according to time. The supervisors and the subordinates should agree that a job description fairly reflect the job. Otherwise, job evaluation would seem to be unfair. So many people say that they will have to do a lot of other job along with the description job, and that is all natural when you are working in an organization. We will have to work for the well-being and success of the organization, and we should support in other departments, and even the managing director and other top management personals, they are also supposed to do that. They are also doing that. Job description must be accurate and possible, but but this is a very difficult job. It can be accurate, it can be specific, but it is normally a very difficult job. So we are giving some title of job: compensation manager, HR department, normal working hours and all. Conduct job analysis. Responsibilities are given for the compensation manager. Conduct job analysis, prepare job description for current and projected positions. When you are giving projected positions, they should understand, they should have an imagination about what are the requirements for a personnel for the future positions, and they should understand that, and prepare people according to that. Prepare description according to that. Relate salary to the performance of each employee. Develop and administer performance appraisal program. Develop and oversee employee benefit plans, including overtime allowances, bonuses, etc. Conduct periodical salary surveys and ascertain key jobs to benchmark other jobs to key jobs for the purpose of salary scale fixation. Fixing the salary as per the market condition, as per comparison, as per the job done by the employee. All these things are the responsibilities of the HR department. When they are bringing all these things in the description, that will be quite better, as the employee can understand what they are supposed to do in the organization, how much is the responsibility, and what are the performance wise, what are the expectation from the employer towards the employee. Job specification. Job specification is a Job specification is a statement of the minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job satisfactorily. So we shall understand what is the specification of the job. As per that, we can plan the job. Making job description at its base, it lays down the abilities and qualities that a worker should possess in order to hold the job in question. Job specification translate the job description into terms of human qualities which are required for a successful performance of a job. A job specification of a man or man specification is statement of the minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job satisfactorily. It tells that what kind of person to recruit and for what qualities that person should be tested. These specifications relate to physical characteristic, length, height, weight, vision, voice, etc. Personal characteristics, emotional stability, good and pleasing manners, skill and dealing with others, etc. Psychological characteristics, analytical ability, mental concentration and alertness, mechanical aptitude, etc. Responsibilities: responsibility for the safety of others, responsibility for generating confidence and trust, democratic age, sex, education, experience, etc. And all these things, all these things has to be come under the job specification, which has to be given in the detailed job description. Job specifications are based on the opinion of supervisors and personal managers. It should be remembered that preparing a complete and correct job specification is relatively difficult as compared with preparing a correct job description. There is always considerable disagreement concerning the human requirement for work. Further, there is also a difference of opinion on whether a requirement should be mandatory or desirable. That is also important. So, desirable qualities and mandatory qualities. Some qualities cannot be avoided, and desirable qualities can be avoided, and that can be according to the fame of the organization. If the organization is big and famous, many people come and they can specifically demand some qualities which are not normal and mandatory for the post. If they are having extra qualities, they can appoint the personnel. So educational qualifications can be specified, desirable. A degree with a diploma in labor law can be like that. The extra education demand can be a desirable quality. Even though if they are an MBA in HR, they are supposed to get the job. They are suitable for the job, but that is the minimum mandatory requirement. And along with the mandatory requirement, the company desires to the employee to have a extra bond, extra qualification as a diploma in labor law. If they are understanding the labor law, it will be the efficiency will be high, and they will understand the rights of the laborer, and they will try to control the problems in the arena, and they will control the employees from strike and other protests. Ability in conducting meetings and all these things, ability should be mentioned. Knowledge of compensation practices in the competing industries, that is important when we are recruiting the HR. The HR should know what the competitive prices, the competitive salaries are given in the market, and he should always have a vision on that and fix the salaries according to that. That is also an important thing. Work oriented. The position may require traveling extensive from place to of work to an extent of at least 15% of the work time. The 50, then they are mentioning in the description that 15% of his job, when he is working 8 hours a day, 15% of his job will be for traveling outside the office and outside to other places, visiting different places of work and different places where their people are working. Now we'll come to now we have seen the job analysis, and we have seen the job description and the specification of job which is mentioned in the job description generally. So job analysis, first analyzing the job and making a detailed description of the job, is important for the employee and the top management of the company to understand and fix the salaries, and employee find it suitable for him, and opt to take the employment, opt to go for the employment, and put an application for the job prospects. So now we'll look into the recruitment, how the recruitment is made and what are the requirements of the recruitment. If the HR department fails to identify the quality and the number of the person to be recruited, and also fails to procure the services of persons with required qualifications, skills and caliber continuously, a time may come when all the qualified persons would have retired and no qualified person should remain in the organization. Therefore, the importance of the requirement and the selection of the right type of persons at the right time is indispensable to the organization. This is an important point to note. When there are very well qualified, trained and skillful people inside the factory, for example, we will take an example of the factory. Inside the factory there are people who are controlling and supervising everything, they know everything. So naturally the top management will say, we will not go for skillful people or trained people or educated people with special skills. What we will do, we will recruit general laborers, and these general laborers can help the other people because they know how the trade has to be done. But what happens when they are promoted, going to other departments, or when they are retired, there will become a very big gap. So the assurance, when the recruitment is done, the department of human resources, they should assure that the people with the right qualities and right experience and right qualification should be recruited by time to time, as there shall not be any gap. in the recruitment, in the work floor, when the top management, the other people, the other supervisors and the skillful people are retiring, there will be efficient people to take over the role of the supervisors and perform well, not to stop the day-to-day action, day-to-day process of the company. That is also a noticeable point. According to Flippo, recruitment is a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in the organization. Note the point: the recruitment is not only giving a description out, but the description should contain all the qualities which should stimulate the willingness of the employee, from the prospective employee, to apply for the job and try to get into the organization. That is very important, because if they are not with the job description or the job specification given are not tempting the employee, they will not try to enter the organization or come for an employment. Then we will not get sufficient and good quality employees, and the number of applications will be comparatively less, and we will end up in trouble recruiting the right people for our business. In words of Memoria, recruiting and is the discovering of potential applicants for actual or anticipated organizational vacancies. It's an actual or anticipated vacancies are the future vacancies, which is as per the projection, as per the future projects which are coming to the company, and the current recruitment needs. What are the sources of recruitment? We'll see what are the sources of recruitment. Basically, the sources of recruitments are two types: internal and external. So we will discuss internal sources include personnel already on the pay of an organization filling a vacancy from internal sources. By promoting people has the advantages of increasing the general level of morale of existing employee and providing to the company more reliable information about the candidate. Among internal sources may be included promotions, transfers, and response of employees to the noticed vacancies. In internal employment is that you will find from different departments the eligible people for by promotion or transfer. We will bring them in and let them allow them to take the position. So in that case, it will be a clear case of if the internal employee, the HR department will be having all the information, all the required information about the employee, and there is no harm in doing, there is no need of doing any due diligence or any reference or anything, because he's an internal person, and his characteristics, his psychological waves and his changes and his efficiency, his skill set, his education, his experience, everything will be known. He's about about the family, his background, his friend circle, and everything will be known by the HR department, and it gives an advantage for the HR department to recruit from inside, as they will immediately get all the information about the employee, about his suitability for the job, and he will suit the position, and success in the position will be assured from that employee when he is having such and such skill set required. So now we will also see the advantages and disadvantages of recruiting from internal resources, internal employees by promotion or by transfers to the position. The cost of recruiting internal candidates is the minimum, because no expenses are incurred on advertising, paying TADA to the candidates to attend the written test and advertisement. So if it's an internal employee, many agencies, they charge 10% of the salary for the recruitment agencies are there. All these things will be saved. No newspaper advertisement, no other advertisement is needed, and no TADA travel expenses or anything has to be given for coming for the employee to come for the interviews and taking the positions. The organization can pick the right candidates having the request skills, as the candidates very well known of the organization and don't have to make decision in an interview. They are not, they know what is the capacity of the right capacities of the employee, and even a interview can be skipped. This interview can is not needed, because the management people, the HR department, they know what are the skills of this guy and what are the capacities of this guy, how much is efficient in his work. That is an important advantage of internal sources recruitment. The organization has sufficient knowledge about the candidate and hence can make good choice. There is saying non-devils are better than unknown angels. So it is he's an internal person. We know everything about him. He's even though he's a devil, he's a non-devil. So he's a friendly person. The HR department can understand that and can recruit him with confidence. A policy of preferring people from within motivates them to work hard and earn promotions. It provides career progression for the employee. There'll be a dedication from the side of the employee who is already working in the organization. When he is giving promotion, he'll be so happy and he'll give more services to the organization. He'll be having a dedication, and he's a willful supporter of the organization, and he will support the organization more than a new employee coming into the position. Internal recruiting offers regular promotional avenues for the employees. They will be more loyal and committed to the organization and will work with enthusiasm. It's an encouraging process too. So the employee, he'll be encouraged and he'll become enthusiastic, and with a great enthusiasm he will work hard more for the organization, even for late night and overtime too. He will not bother. He will dedicate his time and money for, and compromise the money for working for the organization with dedication, and that will give an advantage for the organization for sure. So we'll see what are the disadvantages of internal resourcing, internal recruitment. The internal sources are limited, as they may be very limited source from which the organization has to choose from. Therefore, the organization may have to settle from what is available to them. That is an important point. The number of applicants is very limited. The skill set will be limited, and they will have to compromise on that to accept people who are already with them, even though if his skill sets are not up to the mark. They will have to compromise on the quality of employment. That is an important factor or disadvantage. As the source is very limited, we may not be able to get the right type of candidates. The entries of talented people available from outside are discouraged. It results in inbreeding, and the organization may lose out on dynamism. New dynamic people will not come in. The other people who are supposed to come in from outside, they are discouraged, and the internal people with low quality will be recruited, and the company will lose dynamism. When new people are coming, new changes are coming, new systems are coming to the organization, then the organization will be dynamic. The dynamism will be lost if we are making all the recruitments from internal sources. Promotions based on the length of or service rather than merit may prove fatal for the organization. Candidates know that they need not work hard and prove their worth. That is an important point. So most of the promotions will be as per the length of work, how much days they are in the position, not based on the efficiency of the employee and the efficiency and the dedication given by him. So he'll be lethargic, thinking that it is not required to be very dedicated and give good quality service to the employment, to the organization, but to just work for a number of days, more days, many years, so that he'll get natural promotions, and that will be very lethal, very dangerous for the organization. They will lose the quality inside the employment, and they will not able to perform in competition in comparison with other competitors. That is also a very important disadvantage when we are recruiting from inside the organization. Recruitment from within may lead to infighting among employees aspiring for limited higher level positions in the organization. There will be a fight between the employees. They will do harmful things to get promotion. They will try to influence the top management people and get the influence, and the right people in the organization, they will not get the promotions, and they'll be angry with the organization, and they will give poor performance to the organization. There is a possibility of favoritism practiced by the higher level officers who may select candidates for higher level positions not based on the merit but because of personal considerations. That is also some chamchagiri. They are when people who are with them, they are having their people, and they will the top management will recruit those people who are with them, along with them in the organization, who are the supporters, blind supporters of them. Techniques of job posting and job bidding. Organizations may communicate information about job openings through a process referred to as a job positioning and bidding. In the past, the process has consisted largely of posting vacancy notices on bulletin boards. In addition, it may also include use of designated posting centers, employee publications, special handout, direct mail, and pub addresses messages. Job posting is another way of hiring people from within. In this method, the organization publicizes job openings in the bulletin board, electronic media, and similar outlet. One of the important advantages of this method is that it offers a chance of highly qualified applicants working within the company to look for growth opportunities within the company without liking for greener patches outside. Job posting system imply that the organization is more interested in selecting employees within and the company that outside the organization, and within the company than outside the organization. Here is important that all employees have access to the job postings. So it will create enthusiasm for good quality people inside the organization, and they will bid for the job, and more people, enthusiastic people, they will work hard and perform well so that they can get into that position, and they will always take more interest in the job, because they will not go for different greenery. They will not look for other jobs outside the organization, because they find that it is possible to get promotions inside the organization and get into the top management so that they can perform well and climb the ladder of the career and go into big position. Guidelines for effective job posting and bidding system include posting all permanent promotion and transfer opportunities for at least 1 week before recruiting outside the organization. So first try to get people from inside, and after that decide to go outside and get more efficient people from outside. Outlining minimum recruitment for the position, including specific training programs. Outlining minimum requirement when we are recruiting from inside, we should take the minimum requirement from the internal employees to motivate them and boost their morale. Describing decisions rules that will be used. We will describe the decision rules that be used to the employees. Making application forms available for the employees, informing all applicants how and when the job was filled. So when we are going to the external sources, those sources lie down the organization. They are include advertisements. By advertisements, you can get success. In order to be successful, an advertisement should be carefully written with all the specification of the employment, and the applicants who are not qualified, the right of applicant attract too many applicants who are not qualified. The job will also be attracted. I can select by as per the skill set owned by the employees or the applicants. Employment exchanges also provide job for employees. For the main functions of employment exchange are registration of job seekers and placements in notified vacancies. So we can approach the employment exchanges and get employment. Even government employment exchanges are there, private employment exchanges are there, so we can approach the employment exchanges to find right people for the employment. Campus recruitment is a very popular. Even in India, the software companies are doing campus recruitment more. We can find people, very efficient people from the campuses, attend them, they visit them, conduct the interview inside the campus, and give them training to attract them to this system is prevalent in US, as I mentioned in my earlier videos. The US system of management is coming, establishing in India, and it's a practice of US to. However, today the idea of campus recruitment has totally cast the fancy of Indian employees also. India, it is becoming very popular, and people also, they want the freshers. They can pay little money to with the dedication. The people will work with dedication and climb the career ladder for their well-being. And unsolicited applicants are other source. Some candidates send in their application without any invitation from the organization. So people, what they do, they will find addresses of many organizations and sell their curriculum vitae to all the organization. We can select, we will continuously, the HR department will receive such applications, and the HR department can decide to select some people from those applications. Some labor contractors, I mentioned earlier, there are some contractors, some agents who are recruiting. Many organizations employ labor contractors to hire workers. This method is usually resorted to when the work is of a temporary nature. Even for the permanent nature also, it is opted somewhere, because the labor contractors, they will work on it and get the suitable employee. Employee referrals, employee friends and relatives of present employees are good source from which employees may be drawn, because they know people who have learned, they educated along with them, and in their circle there will be some people who have same skill set. We can easily recruit them from the reference of the employee. Then there are field trips. An interview team makes trips to towns and cities which are known to contain the kind of employees recruited. In the method of recruitment, carefully prepared brochures describing the organization and job it offers are distributed to the candidates before the interview arrives. The arrival dates and the time of the venue of the interview are given in the candidates in advance. They will try to visit different places and recruit the people from there. That is also an important source of the recruitment. So now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of the external sources of recruitment. As we see the internal sources of recruitment, the organization has the freedom to select candidates from a larger pool. Thus the choice is larger, and persons with the requisite qualification could be picked up. There will be no compromise on quality. The advantage is that they can get good quality people for their organization. There is no need to compromise on the quality like the internal sources. They can get good people. External sources of recruitment could help in injection of fresh blood. That the external sources of recruitment discourage inbreeding and help organizations to select people with special skills and knowledge. Extra skills can be demanded when they are going for many people. Many curriculum vectors are seen, many profiles are seen, and they are selecting from a wide range. They can get best people with extra qualities. So another advantage is that if new employees are coming in, it encourages the internal employees who seek career growth. They will compete with the competitive atmosphere, would help an employee to work to the best of his abilities to the growth of the organization. That is also a good advantage. There are long-term benefits in external sources of recruitment. Talented people could join the organization with new ideas, and this would compel internal people to give their best to the organization in the competitive atmosphere. The internal people will also compete with the external people and give the best performance to the organization. So now we'll see what are the disadvantages. The cost of hiring could go up substantially as the advertisements has to be put in the media and candidates paid TADA to attend the interview. So TADA and all expenses has to be met for the interview, and so the expenses will go high. External sources of recruitment is very time consuming process. It takes time to advertise, screen, test and select suitable employees. If suitable ones are not available, the process has to be repeated after some time, which again results in it is a long time process. It is repetition of the same process, and it will be expensive. Existing employees who have put in considerable service in organization may feel that they are not suitably rewarded. They may feel unmotivated and will work with less enthusiasm. It will affect the morale of the existing employees if they are not given promotions and new people are coming to those positions. The other internal employees will protest and they start working lazily without enthusiasm inside the organization. Though external sources have a wide choice, there is no guarantee that the organization will hire suitable candidates. It might end up hiring someone who does not fit into the organization culture. So we cannot test the people where in a short interview we cannot know what are the actual capacities, how lazy they are, how much they are having enthusiasm, how negative they are. So when we may end up in getting wrong persons to the employment. And major it's a standard that about if you are for example, if you are taking marketing, sales and marketing, if you are recruiting 10 people in an organization, after 2 or 3 months only 2 people from that remain in the organization. Once the organization may remove that, or the people may remove themselves from the organization. So the retention, the percentage of retention may not be, sometimes it might be only 20% of the total recruit, and the expenditure spent on recruitment will be waste of effort. That is also an important disadvantage to be considered when we are recruiting from external sources. See, we go to different places, to the colleges, and for example, if we are doing campus interview, we go to college and interview people and find the people. So some people, they may have good academic performance, but they will not have any practical skill, no logic or anything. When they are recruited, seeing their academic career, academic performance and the certificates, when they are joining the company, they may not perform according to the requirement of the HR or the top management. It will create lot of mess inside the company, and the company may end up in removing them from the position, or end up in attracting more people, recruiting more people for the position to support that position. So that is an important factor. So once people are coming to the employment, then only we will understand how about their ability, how able they are for the position. And that is the reason most of the companies, they take a 3 months apprenticeship or a 3 months temporary training period, and during the training period they will observe what are the capacities of the employee and the efficiency of the employee, and they will recruit the employee only if he is eligible of getting that job. So there is another point of internal and external, along with internal and external recruitment. There is another thing called internet recruitment. Companies and applicants find internet recruiting chapter faster and potentially more effective, because in internet is huge. You can get people from all around the world wide web, www. So we can get applications from a different part of the world, and we can find a lot of applicants and can select from many prospects. So it is very good that we give advertise in internet. A variety of websites are available where applicants can submit like their resumes, and potential employers can check for qualified applicants. Applicants tracking systems can match job requirements with the experience and skills of applicants. Online recruiting is not just matching candidates with companies. The next generation of web-based tools include online job fairs in which companies can meet candidates in a virtual environment and chat with them online. The method is cost effective as well. Even the online they have the companies like Naukri and all, they have certain specific measurement of the qualities of the employee, so that they get the right people for the for recruited for the organization. So the organization, they can conduct even now that like trade fairs, there are job fairs on internet. People can sit at their room in their room and give Zoom meetings and online interviews, so that they don't have the companies don't have to spend anything. Even the HR manager need not go to the conference room for the interview. He can sit in his room through his mobile phone. He can see it through his laptop. He can see the employee, the prospect, and interview him, and if he is eligible, they can recruit them. And the number of interviews also, the efficiency can be very high, and the method is very cost effective too. Cost effective in the sense they don't have to spend anything on advertisements. Yeah, a small subscription will be there. That can be a very low price when comparing with the newspaper and other advertisements given. And they can get employees from all around the world, a lot of selection, and they can interview them, and preliminary they can understand what are their specific as per their requirement, whether the employee is matching their requirement, and all the factors can be measured. And it is the most cost effective way of recruitment available in the recruitment sector. So in recent years, most companies found it useful to develop their own website and list job openings on it. The websites offer fast, convenient, and cost-effective means of job applicants to submit their resume through the internet. The internet recruiting is effective as it generates fast, cost-effective, and timely responses from job applicants. But the problem is that the website might be flooded with resumes from unqualified job seekers. Applications may also come from geographical areas spread in different parts of the world, which are realistically far. So that is the model. Now most of the companies, they have already realized that when they are having a website, they can give an opportunity for the separate page for recruitment. The employees, the prospects can file online resumes. They don't even need a paper for doing that. And the main problem is that the employment, it will be flooded with a lot of applications from different geographical areas, and different geographical areas we cannot recruit. It will be unfair that we cannot just recruit people from long away from Antarctica. So those things are the disadvantages of the unrealistic far things, and low quality people will apply for the job, and it will create a hurdle for the company. So from all this, we can conclude that there is no hard and fast rule whether the recruitment must be done exclusively through internal or external sources, or conjointly to make it most effective. The best management policy regarding recruitment is to first look within the organization, and if not able talent is available, external sources may be looked at. To use the words of Coons and O'Donnell, the recruitment policy should be to raise talent rather than raid for it. Now we have seen all the possibilities of an internal recruitment, external recruitment by interviews, and the internet recruitment policies, recruitments of the companies. So all the advantages and disadvantages has been listed, and we should understand the raise talent rather than rate for it. It is not it is to raise the challenge, not to rate for it. Find the challenge inside, and not to go for external recruitment first is the best policy to be adopted. We should find people from internal sources, so that they will be encouraged, they will be giving motivation and enthusiasm, so they can perform well for the company, for the future of the company. That is the best policy for the company. And first, what we should do, we should find people from inside. If required, we can give training to them and promote them to the next position as they can perform well. And the second thing is that we can go for external recruitment by finding the objectives of the we are making a spreadsheet and going for advertisements and finding people all around. And the internet recruitment policy, internet recruitment is the cheapest now. Even we can advertise in our websites and get people for that, and those people we can select with the external and the internet. We can find people with good qualities, and we can get people with extra capacities who can perform well for the company. So this is all about the recruitment. What are the ways and rules of recruitment? And I hope this is a informatory video for you. And thank you for patient watching. And next time, in the next video, we are coming up with the recruitment policies and other details. Please subscribe the channel for sure if you find it attractive for you. Thank you so much.